What do you think of when you hear Dungeons and Dragons? Maybe you think of Critical Role. Subsequently, maybe you think about Vox Machina. Or your group of friends on a Saturday night.
Protection. The Demogorgon is tired of your silly human bickering. It stops towards you. Boom! Fireball him! Will! Stop! Boom!
Yes, protect
He was in anger! And fireball!
No matter what you think, D&D is on the rise. It doesn't matter if it's Stranger Things or even its own full-feature movie. The once satanic thought game has become beloved by millions and doesn't look to be stopping anytime soon. So what if I told you a video game developer harnessed all this love for a game that has originally been in paper and imagination into pixels? Okay, not exactly like this, but more like this. I want to start off by saying role-playing in video games is nothing new, but that's the most lacking aspect of RPGs. While Skyrim and Fallout are amazing, people playing the game have either had to mod or use their imagination to play. Until 2023. It's hard to believe that you don't know what Baldurs Gate is if you're here watching this video, but just in case, it's D&D in a video game. With normal Dungeons and Dragons, your imagination is your limitation. While video games don't allow for that same kind of freedom, Baldurs Gate 3 has done a pretty great job with advanced character customization and even the ability to play origin characters. Not only does it allow this, but it lets you change your identity, your voice, and even has the characters that you generally see in a normal D&D party. This comes from working with Wizards of the Coast directly and allows them to actually pull cantrips, spells, backgrounds, abilities, and even the stat tree to the game itself, creating for a completely immersive experience for the player. Even going as far as letting you choose your background so you can roleplay additionally. The same way that D&D has its skill points and its proficiencies, you can adjust those as well. This game is a really good beginner introduction for somebody who's never been able to play D&D, but has always wanted to. Speaking of always wanting to, now's your chance to go ahead and subscribe. 99.9% of my last video watchers were not subscribed. While Baldurs Gate 3 may seem like it's just the new hot game this month, it's actually been out for quite a long time, dating all the way back to October 2020. Unlike other studios, Larian Studios is focused on giving you a game that is complete and fun, and putting it into early access for over 3 years helped them get critical acclaim almost immediately. Boasting an overwhelmingly positive rating for over 200,000 reviews on Steam, with hundreds of thousands of people streaming and playing the game. It's easy to see why Baldurs Gate is so fun. It combines the RPG elements of other games with dice rolling from Dungeons and Dragons, and it's done extremely well. It's already the highest rated game of this year, and for a single player game has broken records for the most concurrent players. If that's not enough information to tell you how Baldurs Gate 3 has already broken the internet, let me just explain the reaction from other developers. And no, I don't mean about the bear scene. If you know, you know. And with ratings like this calling the game a masterpiece, of course other people chimed in and said, while this is a masterpiece and it's a great game, it shouldn't be the standard for other companies to be held to. Now, if you're like me, you're wondering, why are companies jumping to this conclusion so quickly? Maybe it's because they're afraid that gamers will hold them to the same standard, and they'll lose out on money. Maybe they're worried that with past project failures like Cyberpunk and Redfall, they're next and it'll be more critical, which I'd love to say it won't happen. But with the amount of time that Baldurs Gate has put into its development and fixing and patching dating all the way back to 2020, it's really hard to imagine other studios living up to this same expectation. Even if you look at just one of the patches that they implemented, it's easy to see how much they care about making a game that is fun and their fans love. While other companies are busy buying up smaller studios, Larian's making great games and using the profits from those great games to produce more great games. So what do you think? Should we expect great games? Or is Baldur's Gate just a one-off? Either way, don't forget, you're doing everything right today, and you matter. Goodbye.